Good morning. It's Thursday morning, April the 9th, and I'm going to go over the bell ringer from yesterday, April the 8th. Our bell ringer was dealing with the concept of models in this class, and you were asked to define what is meant by a model. In Human Geo, when we say model, actually this works for almost all other AP courses, we're talking about something that is based on a theory, a set of data, a trend, but is targeted to show what happens in a specific context. So in the real world, we know that there are potentially thousands of different variables that could affect how something works and how something operates. Models are meant to illustrate how a particular variable, maybe two, would influence how a particular set of events would occur. So that way we can understand or explain what is occurring in a particular situation. So why is it important that we study models? A lot of students in the past have said things like, well, these aren't really how things work. This is not the real world. The real world is exceptionally complex with several different moving parts all at the same time. Models allow us to slow down, take a look at a particular set of variables, and then once we fully understand how they function, we can look at other relating factors to see how they might also impact that same situation. It's doing the same thing that you might do in Algebra 1 when you first start dealing with x's and y's. You have just x's, and then you add y's. And then you move forward with solving more and more and more complex math problems in later courses. Or when you start dealing in chemistry with doing experiments, how you have one variable in an experiment at a time. In the real world, lots of different things are happening all at once, but in chemistry class, you check to see what happens when you alter one thing at a time in an equation or in an experiment, and that's a lot of what models allow us to do. Finally, you're asked about the demographic transition model. The demographic transition model has the word model, and not all the models in this class have the word model in them. But in the DTM, you're looking at how population change is impacting several different countries. So what are you looking at totally? Just population. And then what are the things that we examine within the DTM? We look at things like basic sanitation, improvements in healthcare, changes in culture like female empowerment that bring down the birth rate. And we look at how the model itself impacts particular countries. It's very important for you to consider how stage 2 countries are different than stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. In the coming days, I'm going to be adding another wrinkle to that. There is the epidemiological transition model. That sounds weird, but you're just looking at diseases and how different diseases impact each stage of the DTM. We actually did this earlier in the year. It's just a term that we didn't use that's now appearing in a couple of other sets of review materials, and I don't want you to be surprised by it. You already know it. It's the same thing by a different name. It's not the same thing as the DTM, but it's the same thing as we've done earlier, talking about what tends to kill people in different stages of population growth. Okay, so I've posted another bell ringer for you for this morning. Here in a few minutes, I'm also going to post the answers to the multiple choice portion of the review packet for population. So probably not a bad idea to look over those answers before you start doing your AP classroom assignment. Don't forget, AP classroom assignments are due 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. If you have any questions about them, please feel free to email. I love answering all of those questions when they come in. Have a good day. Stay safe.